ABC tonight. Viewer discretion advised.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here with Tim Curry, the star of the new ABC series, Over the Top. Now, what most people don't know about you, I should say many people don't know about you, is that you're the voice of a lot of animated characters, and the newest one, let me do a shameless plug here, is Disney's new home video, Beauty and the Beast: The Enchanted Christmas.
Right.
Yeah, I've done an awful lot of them. When I first moved to, just before I moved to LA, I was on tour all over the States with a musical called Me and My Girl. And while I was in LA at the Pantages Theatre, Hanna-Barbera asked me to come and do the voice of the snake. They were doing Bible stories, and I was the snake in Adam and Eve. Snake.
Oh. Very good. Wow.
It was a lot of fun. And I said, gee, you know, I'm moving here at the end of the tour. I'd love to do some more. So Gordon Hunt, who was the voice director at Hanna-Barbera, and is Helen Hunt's father, just used to call me in whenever they were casting anything, and I'd have a bash at all of these, you know, voices, and I just started doing them till they were just coming out of my ears.
What was your favorite one?
I think my favorite one was Duckman. I don't know whether you ever saw that.
Duckman,
It was a primetime series, and I played King Chicken, who was a...
King Chicken, that was you?
Yeah, that was me.
I'm so impressed.
And it's wonderful because every time he showed up, he was always in disguise as somebody else. One time he was a Borscht Belt comic called Morty Landesman. You gotta laugh.
You just do this rich British voice, and then all of a sudden it turns into Morty, whatever the heck his name is.
Morty Landesman. Oh, laughs are my game.
And I'm doing a new one for Klasky Csupo, which is called The Thornberrys, which is coming out next year, where I'm playing an intrepid English explorer who has a kind of exploration Discovery Channel kind of show. And he's really dumb. And I've done them on Mighty Ducks and all kinds, Our Real Monsters and all kinds of stuff. I'm a versatile
actor. I'm loving it. So I guess we should do the question of the day. Especially today. This one is special because it was sent in by a woman named Shirley Byard of Trenton, New Jersey, who watches us on WABC, and especially because that's my mother.
It's your mom.
She is now programming the show and calling me every day, and this is her question.
Okay.
What was the most embarrassing thing your parents ever did to you?
Look at that. Send her a question like that.
Well, in 1981, I think it was, I was doing The Pirates of Penzance at Drury Lane in London on stage. And the Queen Mother came for her birthday treat. She came with Frederick Ashton, who was a choreographer, and a bunch of friends. And she had a tiara and the whole bit, and she'd, you know, wave from the box. You know that her wave is light bulb?
Right. Screw in the light bulb, display the pearls.
Yes.
Screw in the light bulb, display the pearls.
Light bulb. And it was sort of cool because in the intermission the audience all stood up and sung Happy Birthday. And at the end of the show she came backstage to be presented to the cast, and we were all kind of lined up. And she said, "So glad, so very glad." Really, she's actually a lot of fun. And she'd been throwing back gin backstage. You know, she'd had a wonderful time. She said, "I had such a good time." And anyway, I had to. My mother, who loved this show because it's one of the few things that I've ever done which was PG rated, used to come all the time, and it was a big hit. She insisted on coming that night because she heard the Queen Mother was coming. And I had to stagger on. She'd come backstage, and I had to stagger on with this huge birthday cake. And I was coming on with this great big birthday cake, and all I can see is my mother in the wings going, "Yeah." I dropped the cake.
You did drop the cake.
No.
What did the Queen Mother say? Oh, my
Continued to wave.
I think she was kind of thrilled because, you know, she's not short of calories. So we picked it up and we tried to kind of put it together. You could see her thinking, "Not another cake." We put it back onto the table, and then I couldn't find anything to cut it with. There was a sort of cake slice. It was one of those triangular things.
The tiara.
So in the end, I just used my sword from the steak.
Okay.
That's
Before
great.
you put some more icing on that one, we like that one. We'll let Meredith do hers.
Well, I'm sure mine wasn't intentional, because my mom watches, so I'm not trying to hurt her feelings. But when my first tea dance, right, I went to an all-girls school, so the first tea dance where I was going to be with other boys, I had a dress that was like down to here. And I got to my friend's house, and I was so embarrassed that her mother actually took it up for me. And then later called my mother and said she'd done it, but I was so mortified because she always made me look. It's not funny. I'm still dealing with it in therapy. But anyway.
I'll soon be in therapy because of mine. Mine was intentional. Oh, this is the first time I'm telling this story. I'm so embarrassed still. My father followed me on a date one time. When I was 16 years old, there I was in the movie theater with this guy. Across a crowded concession stand, as the smoke cleared, I saw Nick Matanopoulos. I was so mortified. All the blood rushed to my head, and I said, get the popcorn, let's go in the movie, let's go in the movie. And to this day, that guy still never knew why I was so upset, because I was too embarrassed to tell him. Now you know.
Well, I'll tell it quickly. My father was one of these World War II people, you know, and he was very tough. I mean, he was a teamster. He used to pull out his own teeth. He was his own dentist. And very, very tough. So I'd be on my stoop in Brooklyn talking to, you know, Vinny and Ronnie and Frankie, and we'd be like, ha, 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 ha. And he'd come and say, get upstairs. Get upstairs. And they would run like as if, you know, like John Gotti was there, you know. And then I'd say, oh, you have to carry on like this. And then he'd walk up the stairs like a gorilla and make a big joke about it. So that was basically it.
Just embarrassing.
Yeah,
my dad,
well, my mother definitely knew why she gave me this question. I was in the 4th grade. A teacher, I won't say her name, grabbed me on the arm because I was talking too much. No, I was talking too much. And I hung up my blouse at home, and there was a hole in my blouse because she'd grabbed me that hard, and then a bruise on my arm. Oh. And my mother went to school the next day in front of the students and said, if you ever touch my kid like that again, I will knock you into tomorrow. From that point on, everybody in school said, you don't want to mess with Star because her mama is crazy. Thank you, Tim, for everything. Best wishes on the show. It's Tuesday tonight, actually.
It's on tonight.
8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on ABC. You guys better be watching it. We will. We'll be right back.
Thank you very much.
Next on The View, how to live happily ever after. Even